745, 12345, about to do After GMS. Hi, good morning and welcome to After GMS. I know we just went live, so we'll give you all just a few seconds to jump on here and join us. We have several great talkers happening today. Oh, yeah. I'm Megan Malaris alongside Christian Morgan, who is keeping tabs on a decent weather weekend.
It's really not bad. Of course, what we come to expect in the month of August, right? Plenty of heat, plenty of humidity, but the storm chances stay pretty low. And I've actually lowered the rain chance a little bit for Saturday as well, which I'll show you here in just a moment. For now, take a look over the Triad this morning. Beautiful blue sky. We had a few clouds early on. That made for a nice sunrise in many places across the Triad if you were up early enough to see that. 72 right now in Greensboro, 73 in Winston-Salem. Hello there. Good morning to you. 73 in Burlington, 71 down in Asheboro, Lexington, and Siler City, the triple threat, I guess, if you will. Of course, it is super muggy outside. If you like to sweat, there'll be plenty of that humid air to go around today, the air that you can wear. Be ready. Your clothes are going to stick to you today. Dew points in the low 70s, upper 60s, I should say. On the radar, things are quiet. We had a few showers that rolled through early this morning. They are well east of the area now, and a couple showers rolling over the mountains, but you can see there on the radar loop they have been fizzling out and been weakening up as the mountains kind of chop them up. Now notice this little bank of clouds just east of the Triad. That's that cold front that moved by yesterday. So it kind of gives you an idea of where it's at. It'll slowly work its way off the coast today and will really be a focal point for showers and thunderstorms. So I expect it to be a busier afternoon for our folks in the east. For us in the Triad, we just keep that low pop-up shower and storm chance. For your Saturday, high pressure will build back in to take control of our weather. So we just stay hot and we stay humid for a while. Partly sunny this morning, no issues. And then until we get into the afternoon, mainly after about 3 and 4 o'clock, I want you to pay attention or keep an eye to the sky. Don't expect it to be very busy, but if you are outside, you might get caught under one of those pop-up showers or thunderstorms. So just kind of keep that in mind. Not going to scare the 90s today, but we will be in the mid-80s. And then you factor in the humidity and it feels like 90 all over again. Also, we got to talk real quick about Tropical Storm Henri, about 370 miles southeast of Cape Hatteras, North Carolina. It's got 65-mile-per-hour winds right now. So the wind speed has weakened a little bit, but I expect this to become a hurricane at some point over the weekend. Now notice these spaghetti plots. We show you this a lot during tropical season. They're just several different computer models and the idea they have on the track and the path that the storm will take. Notice this odd sharp turn to the north that Henri will make in the next 24 to 48 hours. Reason for that is our cold front that brought us the showers and storms yesterday helps to steer that off to the north. So it stays off the coast of North Carolina, but it could actually make a direct impact on the coast of New England early next week. And that would be the second tropical system to bring those folks some issues over the last week. So we had Fred that brought them flooding and rain and storms, and now Henri may make a direct impact on the coast of New England. Not going to bother the weather at the beach, but if you are heading to the coast this weekend, be advised those rip currents are going to be really, really strong because of that storm just off the coast. There will also likely be some high surf because there's going to be a high tide. The full moon, it was also a factor in that. So especially along the Outer Banks and Highway 12, I expect that we could see some erosion issues and possibly some flooding. Of course, a place notorious for flooding as well. Back here at home, we'll just keep that heat and humidity in check. Mid-80s today, upper 80s for Saturday. Closing back in on 90 by Sunday. The storm chances stay pretty low at that 20 to 30% chance range for the weekend, and will stay that way going into next week. Low 90s on Monday. Rain chances stay low for the first part of the week, but go back up a tad by the time we get to Wednesday and Thursday.
During back-to-school season, you might notice your local retail stores looking a little busier. However, due to the pandemic, more people are deciding to do their shopping online. Online shopping has a lot of perks, like next-day delivery in some cases, a personalized shopping experience, and the fact you can check everything off of your list without even leaving your house. To no surprise, a new study by CenturyLink said Amazon is the most searched online store in 17 states. In second place is Etsy, and coming in third third is the skincare company Curology. This morning we want to know if you do more than half of your shopping online, and if so, which sites you frequent the most. I got a lot of comments about this on my Facebook page, online versus in-store. People were really split on this, and some it really depended on what items they were shopping for.
That's what I was going to mention.
Yeah, so Sharon said she's old school but likes to go to the store. Lately hard to find what you have though, so have to go online. That's for merchandise. She never ever shops online for food. Brittany said in store, have to make sure the size is really what it is. Some online stuff is too small. Jessica said groceries in store, but with everything else online. And does grocery shopping online because she has stairs in the back in front of her house and have to carry groceries up. Can't do it anymore, so delivery is perfect for her. Michelle said in store, but looking to go online to stop my impulse buying. And then Jessica said a year ago I would have said online, but now I'm getting back to going in stores. That's interesting. For me, I like to shop for clothes in store because I'm like some of these viewers. I like to make sure that they fit and don't want to go through the whole hassle of returning it, especially if there's no brick and mortar store.
That's right.
Shipping it back.
One medium by one brand is not the same as a medium by another brand.
No, but groceries, I still go in store for that.
I do too. And I don't know if I could bring myself to shop for like produce, vegetables, and fruits and vegetables online. I like to see the fruit. I want to touch it. I want to make sure it's not all bruised up, before I buy it and stuff. So obviously, I absolutely shopping for groceries and food in the store. I think it depends. I think it depends too. There are some things that I actually look for online, and then I actually check to see if the store in our area has it.
Yes.
And if I want it bad enough and they don't have it, a lot of times, it's an online exclusive thing that you can get from somewhere.
True.
And so I'll order that online. I just think it kind of comes down to, honestly, the moment for me. I find it and I'm like, I'll get it, or I'll run over to the store and get it.
Yeah, in-store pickup is a nice option
That
too,
is
that a lot of
nice.
stores offer. If a store near you has it, they'll, obviously won't charge you the shipping fee if you go out and pick it up from the store, but it's usually always ready to go at the customer service counter, so that's a nice option too.
There was something at a store locally that I was looking for the other day, and I found it online, and it had a $4 coupon online versus no coupon in the store.
Ooh.
So I saved the $4 by getting it online instead of just running down the street to get it. And I didn't need it, I didn't have to have it immediately, so that was okay.
Yeah, sometimes the store will match it if you find it online and you show it to them. Not always, but it's worth a try.
That is
if
worth
that
a try.
ever happens again, or if you find a store that has it cheaper, you can say, hey, will you price match this? Not all of them will, but it's also worth a shot. Joanne said, I'm old school. I like to go and see what I'm buying, but then I'm really old and others sometimes do my shopping for me.
You know what gets me? People, and people love to do it. I just cannot bring myself to shop for a car at one of these new, places where you buy it. Like there's no haggling. Carvana, our producer said it.
Yes.
There's no haggling, there's no dealing. I don't get to see the car, drive the car first. It's just I pick it out and then go. And then pay for it, and then go pay all that money, and then go pick it up. And I can't bring myself to do that.
It's like the car vending machine.
Yeah, it's a car vending machine.
I'll
That's
take
what it is.
A4. that nice Porsche up there.
I can't bring myself to do that online. I want to go touch the car. I want to drive the car.
Right. That's so funny. Heather said, I just recently went into a store, could not find what I wanted, so now I'm going to look on their website. I was thinking back to the stores specifically that I frequent online. Children's retail stores are top of the list. I know, right? Mom life, hashtag. But I can't think of the last thing I actually bought for myself. Clothes, at least. But my mom knows that I don't have a lot of time to shop for myself, so sometimes she'll shop for me, which is so sweet.
That's sweet.
So that's always appreciated. But yes, this is a fun talker. I think it's so relatable to everybody right now. During the pandemic, we saw so much online shopping. I mean, and subsequently all the problems that came from that, like shipping delays and these companies trying to also counter their own employee issues and try to get these orders out. I think they've recovered a little bit from that. But yeah, we'll see what the future holds if people continue to shop online. I do miss the experience of a traditional mall, don't you?
Yeah, malls are such a thing I remember like childhood. They're going away.
I know. Even if you go into a traditional mall now, it just doesn't look the same. Half the stores are closed or empty. There's hardly anybody in there. It still smells and feels like a mall, but it's not quite the same experience.
I think we like fancy things now, right? We like these strip malls or these more upscale places that
Yeah.
are pretty much a mall, they just have all the stores in them. Strip malls, or
Yeah.
upscale strip malls, I guess, if you will.
Right.
That seems to be the new trend, especially like outlet malls and that kind of thing seems to be where everybody's gravitating to.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Christian, you brought up cars earlier. Debbie just bought her new SUV online.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Go, Debbie. I just
Go,
couldn't
Debbie.
do that. I couldn't do
I know. Yeah. Oh, that made me nervous too. But hey, if you vet the car, you vet the dealership, and all is good, and you have the paperwork and everything, why not? Especially if you can get a better deal, and then you don't have to go through the whole hassle of negotiating with a dealer on site, which can be stressful for some.
And one thing we've learned over the last year, especially during the pandemic, is we are all about convenience.
Oh yeah.
Now.
Oh
So
yeah.
that makes it so easy.
What's next? We'll see. Well, headlines are next and after GMS, so let's take a look at those, and then we'll get to our second conversation. We are on top of the developing situation happening right now in Winston-Salem. This is a tweet from WFMY News 2 reporter Denise McMiller, who was at the scene checking it out. We've learned around 1 this morning, several police officers responded to 3rd Street between Metropolitan Drive and Woodland Avenue. You can see downtown there in the distance. Police say the investigation is criminal. But so far, that's all they've said about the nature of it. So know if you are planning to travel in or around downtown Winston-Salem, this could affect your morning commute. The story is still developing. We'll stay with you on air and online about it, and you can also follow Denise McMiller for updates. Well, there's an emergency meeting scheduled today for the Rockingham County Schools Board. The board has not released an agenda, but district leaders say the meeting is a result of unexpected circumstances surrounding the pandemic. Last week, board leaders voted to make masks optional for the new school year, and some parents are calling for a mask policy. Others say they plan to attend today's meeting, asking that mask wearing remain optional. It's unclear if masks are even on the agenda specifically. We'll bring you updates on this as the day continues. Well, just 3 days into the school year for Davidson County Schools, 118 students are in quarantine for exposure to COVID-19. The cases popped up in 11 different schools. The district has a mask optional policy. We reached out to school board members to see if that's potentially changing. At last check, we did not hear back from the board, but a district representative said they plan to stick with the mask optional policy. Well, here's what the state says about students needing to quarantine if they might have been exposed to COVID-19. The state says unvaccinated students who were exposed and wearing masks do not need to quarantine. However, students who were exposed and not wearing masks are required to quarantine for 14 days. Okay, the first day of school right around the corner for Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools, among others, and many students will enjoy these last few days of the weekend sleeping in because starting Monday, it is back to business. So this morning, WFMY News 2's Denise McMiller stopped by South Fork Elementary, where a first-year teacher said she's ready to take on the new year.
I spoke with first-year teacher Miss Mobley about how she's feeling. She says she is nervous with COVID cases rising, but she plans to be intentional about sanitizing to keep her 3rd graders here at South Fork Elementary safe and out of harm's way. Miss Mobley is excited to meet her 17 3rd graders Monday. She's new to the Winston-Salem Forsyth County School District. This is Miss Mobley's first official year as an educator. She gained some teaching experience with students in person at the end of last year and over the summer. Miss Mobley says starting her career during the pandemic has its pros and cons.
I started at a very weird time. This whole entire process, this experience has been so weird, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Because if I started before, I think I would have been stuck in those ways. Oh, we don't need to do this. We don't need to do that. But starting at the time that I did, I started where I'm walking in the door with Lysol every day. It doesn't matter who. Let's Lysol. Let's get the desk wiped down.
Miss Mobley says she'll get creative to engage students while also limiting contact-to-contact interactions.
We're still going to have fun. We're still going to do our brain breaks. We're still going to dance. But we also still have responsibilities and expectations. So there's a lot of moving parts that you have to kind of keep updated on. So my goal is to keep my parents informed.
Students and staff at Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools must wear masks. They do plan to incorporate mask breaks when outdoors and socially distanced. And the district will continue to offer their virtual academy.
Amazon is setting up a facility in Alamance County. There is a sign with the company's logo on Senator Ralph Scott Parkway in Mebane. And it's unclear how Amazon plans to use this facility. We have reached out to city leaders and Amazon, but at last check had not heard back. We'll keep you updated. Guilford County commissioners have approved a more than $2 million expansion deal for the company Procter & Gamble. The company plans to build a manufacturing facility, create 46 jobs, and invest $110 million in our area. The Greensboro City Council approved $1 million in additional incentives. Procter & Gamble still has to accept those offers before the project begins. Let's get to our second talker. It's continuing a conversation we had earlier on the Good Morning Show. The way we listen to music has evolved from vinyl records to cassettes to CDs, iPods, iPads, and now streaming services. But one thing that's always been consistent is the radio. Today is National Radio Day. We want to know, do you still listen to the radio in the car, or do you plug up your own music device to stream your favorite songs? We heard from several viewers this morning who texted in their answers during the show. This viewer said, listen to Spotify when I am in my car, so streaming. Another person said, listen to radio every day and night mostly, and like to go to bed with it on, but do not like the commercials. This viewer said, listen to the radio in the car, love Sirius XM and local morning programs. And this viewer's entire family listens to the radio. The favorite station, 90.1 WNNA, the radio station at North Carolina A&T State University. And this viewer said, listen to the radio as I get ready for work and listen to NPPR on the way there. Wow, some great responses. So some more came in too. For many, this brought back a sense of nostalgia. I think, obviously radio devices themselves have changed over time. Now most people have a radio only in their car and maybe don't always listen to it. You have a background in radio, so you are very familiar with how technology has changed over the years, but how this has also been such a constant.
Yeah, it really has, So obviously my background in radio is what led me to TV. So I worked in Triad Radio here, so some of you, may know me from that. And in fact, Candy says that she listens to the station that I used to work at. So
she knows your voice.
She knows my voice.
Now she knows your real name.
Oh boy, we're not going to go down that road. But yeah, so local radio has always been a staple for me. And I guess I have to drive home the point that there are so many different ways that we can listen to music now. And it's funny because back in the day when there was just AM radio, when FM was something brand new, they actually thought it would be a total flop. They never thought that FM radio would be successful at all. But can you imagine listening to today's music on AM radio?
No.
It just would not sound the same, would it? So FM, of course, took off, and of course, that's what got me started in my career, and I still listen to it. And the one thing about local radio is that we have local morning shows and local programs that you can't get anywhere else. You can't get those on Spotify. People who grew up here and who live here and still eat at the same restaurants you eat at, shop at the same grocery stores that you shop at. And people are able to make that connection when they listen to somebody like that on the radio. So, I can't sit here and honestly tell you that I never listen to Spotify or I never listen to XM radio, but because I'd be lying. But I have a real, a good mix. I listen to local radio and Spotify, and I really love the fact that vinyl has started to come back too, especially if you like some of the older music and some of those old classic tunes. You get the sound that was intended for it to be when you get it on vinyl.
This conversation reminds me of weekends during childhood when my dad would take my brothers and I to our grandparents' house on the weekends. They lived about an hour away from us, and so we would listen to a lot of the radio on the way there. And my dad loves rock music, old classic rock, heavy metal, everything. So we would always rock out on the way to grandma's, and so that's such a fun memory for me.
I love that.
I know. We still talk about it sometimes too. So I admit I like Sirius XM. I had a free trial of it and ended up renewing it because
that's how they get
there.
you.
I know that's how they get you. I said I wasn't going to do it, but I do look for the deals. I never pay full price for it. I'll wait till there's like a special offer or something and I'll renew it. But I do like the traditional radio. I am a button pusher though. I skip from channel to channel to channel to channel and then back again to find a song I like. It annoys my husband to no end.
Just pick one.
Yeah, just pick a station. But I like all kinds of music, so it's hard to choose sometimes.
Yeah, it is. It's great. A lot of people on here saying they still listen to terrestrial radio too.
Yeah, start reading some of the comments. We saw several come in.
Yeah, sure. So, of course, Debbie says that she listens to radio in her car every morning, every time she drives. Willie says he listens to regular radio to and from work every day. Candy, of course, says that she listens to WKRR, which is Rock 92, where I used to work. Charles also says that being from New York, he streams his favorite contemporary stations from his hometown up there. That's cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Really into jazz. That's awesome. And that's the other thing about radio now, especially local radio. Technology has made it where you can stream it anywhere you go.
Yeah.
Bobby says that he listens to 98.7 Simon and 100.3. Oh, also 105.7. So, Bobby, you're diverse as well in the music listening category. Joanne likes to listen to Christian Music Radio, WFBJ here in the Triad. And then is it Shira? I hope I'm saying that
Cherie.
right. Cherie, sorry.
Yeah.
90.1 and 97.1.
Yes, awesome. Yeah, awesome choices. Wow, such a big variety. And then a lot of people look forward to when one of our local radio stations does the Christmas switchover.
Oh, yeah.
It's always a big mystery every year on what day are they going to do it.
Sometimes it gets earlier, or sometimes they push it back a little bit.
Right, I know. It just depends on what their mood is, if they're ready, feeling festive for Christmas or not.
It's that anticipation for the holidays, right? Like once the Christmas music starts, you know that we're into the holiday season.
Yeah, and it's fun. It's time to buy gifts and get moving on that. This is such a fun conversation. We enjoy interacting with you, of course, every day here on After GMS. Why don't you close us out with a final look at our forecast? Hot this weekend, not a lot of rain though, so good for last minute summer plans.
Yeah, you did great at it. Let's just let Megan do the forecast. She's like, hot. That's all I got for you. Hot and plenty of humidity. That's going to stick around for a while. Not a lot changes. You know, this stagnant summertime pattern with heat and humidity, and we're starting to lock into that again. We'll watch for a couple pop-up showers and thunderstorms this afternoon, but again, I actually think it'll be a busier day down to our east. So even so, we'll keep our eyes up to the sky if you have outdoor plans today. Rain chance pretty low over the weekend, just that 20 to 30% chance for Saturday and Sunday afternoons. Upper 80s for Saturday, closing back in on that 90-degree mark by the time we get to Sunday. Rain and storm chance will stay low heading into the brand new week. We're in the low 90s on Monday, so we're going to tack on a couple more 90-degree days as we head into a new week. But the rain chances stay low for the first part of the week and then creep back up a little bit by the time we get to Thursday.
You mentioned this earlier, but I've heard from a lot of people they're heading to the beach this weekend, maybe because a lot of students head back to school next week, so it's kind of like the last hurrah for some families. You said stay out of the water this weekend if you can, because the rip currents are going to be really dangerous. Yeah,
if you're going to the beach this weekend, the weather's going to be fine. All the rain and all the wind from Henri is going to stay off the coast. But if you are going to the beach and you're going out on the sand, just stay on the sand. That's the safest thing for you to do this weekend, because even though it's still several hundred miles off the coast, we're still going to have really strong rip currents. There will be high surf. There's going to be a full moon this weekend, so the tides will already be higher than they normally would. And that'll also likely create some problems along the Outer Banks as far as beach erosion goes and as far as flooding, of course, along Highway 12, which is notorious for flooding up there. So just keep that in mind. If you're going to the beach this weekend, just play it safe, stay on the sand. We just want you to stay safe as possible. Have a good time.
Yeah, and refresh on swim safety in those situations.
Absolutely.
You know what to do if you are ever caught in a situation like that. You know, you've heard the experts say swim parallel to shore, try to get out of it. Don't try to swim back against the current. That's how you get tired and we hear of these tragedies happening. So just really important refreshers, maybe on the car ride there, talk to your kids about it, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and of course check with all the local lifeguards there. Make sure you pay attention to those flags that they have up and the warnings that they post every day.
All right. Thanks so much for joining us on After GMS. We will see you bright and early Monday morning, which for many is the first day of school.
That's right. We'll be here with you for it.
Take care.